We're expecting lots of fireworks tonight from Red Devil Field in Germantown, Tennessee. They've been standing in line and the weather hasn't stopped them yet. I'm E. Corrigan and I have Coach P with me tonight. Coach, what do you see happening tonight?
Well, we got two teams here that know each other really well. They grew up playing together. They've known each other for a long time. They know each other's tendencies, and there's not going to be a lot of surprises out there.
Sort of a crosstown rivalry, you might say.
In the classic way.
Here come the Red Devil. They don't like each other very much, probably, as well.
There's always some shenanigans going on in things leading up to the days leading up to the games, and this week was no exception.
There was a rumor years ago that some of the coaches actually spray painted some shoes in the locker room, I think, a few years back. Is there any truth to that?
I don't know. There's some deniability in there somewhere, I'm sure. But, yeah, there's always some kind of little warm-up.
Coach, one common opponent with Germantown and Christian Brothers. They both played West Memphis. How does that come into play?
West Memphis is a tough team, and I think Germantown came out on top because some good breaks, and Christian Brothers had the tougher battle with them and lost them, but it's still going to lead up to a great match tonight.
Highlights from Germantown versus Millington last week. Germantown went in after a big game with Bartlett. Germantown had to go into overtime to win that game. A lot of hitting early. Germantown really attacking the Millington offense. But sort of in a twist, Millington was actually throwing the ball a little bit more than Germantown expected. They completed a couple of big passes down the middle of the field, advancing the football. Millington again going to the pass, sort of unexpected for Germantown. Millington was able to get onto the board first on their opening drive. Little roll out to the right and a keeper. 7-0 Millington after the first drive. Germantown came right back doing what Germantown does. Running, throwing. Completion to Buzz Walthall down the right-hand side. And back to the option game for Germantown. Germantown going to the passing game. The first of 4 touchdowns by Germantown. Caught by Bon Tubbs on a flag pattern. That brought the score to 7-all the first quarter. Millington on their second possession. Not as much success on the second possession. Germantown was able to hold. Germantown took back over. Neighbors back. Throwing again. Another touchdown to Bon Tubbs in the back of the end zone. 14-7 Germantown in the second quarter. Millington struggled after that. The Germantown defense really stiffened. Not a lot of yards after the first possession for Millington. Millington continued to try to run the ball with little success. Germantown once again going to the passing game. Neighbors rolling out to his left, looking deep downfield. Once again, Bon Tubbs on a deep completion. Chris Coppage on the option play. Germantown back to what they like to do, run the football. They pounded in for another score. Germantown goes ahead, 21-7. Millington in the second half once again was trying to mix it up a little bit, throw the ball, but a fumble sort of turned the tide. Germantown with another deep pass to Tubbs. Another flag pattern. Touchdown, Germantown. Germantown 28, Millington 7. Millington just trying to get their feet back under them at this point. A lot of confusion by the Millington offense. Germantown, a lot of movement on defense. Not a lot there. Millington did try to go back to the passing game with not a lot of luck. Good pressure by Jay Duggins and William Butler. The Germantown defense was relentless as usual, stringing out the Millington offense, recovering fumbles. Everything sort of fell apart for Millington after the first drive. One more time. Neighbors back to pass. Completed for a touchdown. This time to Buzz Wathall. 35-7 in the third quarter. Millington at this point just trying to find a little luck, just trying to move the ball any way they can. They did complete a long pass down the sideline for a late score. They'll push it to 35-15 after a completed two-point conversion. And that was it last week in Millington, Tennessee. 35-15, October 14th, 1983. Well, Coach, we've got some breaking news. Seems like there was a little family feud going on this week. Mike O'Neill arguing with his father about the game tonight. Mike told his father, he said, "I've never lost a Germantown Christian Brothers game, and I never will." Ron O'Neill played for Coach Nix back in Coach Nix's early career and tried to recruit Mike to play at Christian Brothers. But Mike had grown up playing for Germantown and did not want to make the change.
And now for the starting lineups in tonight's game, beginning with the Germantown Red Devils and their offensive line. First we have number 87, junior Bob Jick, starting tonight for the Red Devils at tight end. Number 76, Eric Steele, also a junior, is starting tonight at offensive tackle. Number 67, Adam Cecil, also a junior, will be starting tonight at offensive guard. Next is 78, Jody Whitfield, who will be starting tonight at center. Number 69, senior Elliott Watts, will be starting tonight at offensive guard. Number 79, Jay Duggins, will be starting tonight at offensive tackle. Jay is also a senior. Number 82, junior Gary Brown, will be starting tonight at tight end and rounds out the Germantown Red Devils offensive line. In the backfield is number 22, Howard Moss, who will be starting at fullback tonight. Number 14, Buzz Wathall, is a senior and will be starting tonight at swingback. Leading the Red Devils tonight will be number 16, senior Forrest Neighbors, at quarterback. Number 45 is senior Chris Coppage, who will be starting tonight at fullback. And finally, number 42, junior George Cantu, who will be playing halfback tonight for Germantown. Now that you've met the starting offense, let's meet the starting defense for Germantown, beginning with Germantown Red Devils' defensive line. Number 87, Bob Jicks, will be starting tonight at defensive end. Number 51, junior Tom Pruitt, will be starting tonight at defensive tackle. Number 52, senior Marshall Boswell, will be starting tonight at defensive end. Number 76, junior Eric Steele, will be starting tonight at defensive tackle. Number 34, senior Mike O'Neill, will be starting tonight at strong safety. And number 10 is Brian Donnelly, who will be playing free safety tonight for Germantown. Number 19 is senior Mike Witt, who is the Red Devils' field goal kicker.
Okay, captains for tonight's game, we have Howard Moss and Chris Coppage from Germantown. Looks like we have Hal Hurst maybe, and did that look like maybe that was Mark Hooper?
I think that was Mark Hooper. And look, we got a packed house. Not only is it packed, everybody's standing. So there are people all around the outside of the field, and it looks like everybody's ready to go.
All right, here we go for the national anthem. What do you see happening tonight?
Well, it's a clash of styles. Germantown is going to try to wear down the opponent like they always do, and they really try to capitalize on the mistakes. So they're going to do the same thing. They're going to drive the ball down the field. They're going to be patient and wait for you to make the mistake. Christian Brothers, on the other hand, is going to try to use more firepower and speed. We'll see which one turns out to be the winning strategy tonight.
All right, Germantown injuries. These are the injuries Germantown has sort of suffered through. They're starting to get a little healthy. They're going to get everybody probably back but Mark Bowen, Coach.
Well, this time of the year, you're going to have those dings and hurts. Are you injured or are you hurt? That's one of the questions the coach is always going to ask.
Yeah, you got to start sucking it up at this point. Suck it up, Buttercup. All right, we're getting close. Germantown versus Christian Brothers, live from Red Devil Field, Germantown, Tennessee. Little problem there with the kickoff. Brett Sefker kicking off. And we're underway. Looks like Craig Thomas has got it, but he is not going to bring it out. That'll put the ball at Germantown on the 20-yard line.
Both these teams put an emphasis on some special teams. It wouldn't be surprised that sometime today that comes into play.
Okay, Germantown, first down and 20. They're going to probably come out and try to pound the ball. What do you think, Coach?
No, I think so. They're going to keep coming at you all night long, and they're just waiting for you to make a mistake, so when they do, they can capitalize on it.
First down and 10, ball on the 20-yard line. Neighbors under center, high formation. And a handoff on the left-hand side, looks for about 5 yards, Coach.
Well, they came straight off. That's what we expect to see. That big offensive line from Germantown making a move. And they're going to keep it basic and see if they can start off, get a little better position for second down.
Okay, second and 5, ball on the 25-yard line. There's the pitch to Coppage. Oh, look at the break, right up the middle. There he goes, he's gone. Oh, Coppage is gone. All the way, touchdown, Germantown.
They're not going to catch it.
That is a fast kick. Germantown exploded right off the line of scrimmage, opened a big hole. He cut right back out the middle. Looked like he had a lot of room there, Coach.
Well, that's what they were looking for. They got all the flow going to the outside, and he was able to cut it back inside behind that big line. See, Cantu comes through the block. There's a kick-out block. Coppage comes in behind that block from Cantu, cuts behind it, and then cuts against the brain there. Catching him off guard, and then it's off to the races. When Coppage is off to the races, you're not going to catch him.
All right, that's got to actually surprise Christian Brothers. I tell you what, that's a hell of a way to start the game if you're Germantown.
Well, it is, and now what do you do? Now, how do they respond is going to be the next test to see.
Kick is up. It's good. 7-0 Germantown. Here we go. We're going to have one more look at it.
That's just power football right there. We're coming at you. Can you stop us? And wait for that one missed tackle or that one good block, and then you take it home.
Christian Brothers just looks a step slow on that play. We'll have to see how they look on the next series. They're going to get an opportunity here coming up.
Well, there wasn't any surprises. They knew it was coming, but the execution was just too clean and too precise.
No doubt. Okay, here we are. 32 seconds in, 33 seconds in. Germantown's ahead. There's a kick by Witt. Deep down the right-hand side. He's going to take it. He's going to move around the left-hand side. Not much room there. Going to get to about the 23-yard line. And first down, Christian Brothers around the 23-yard line. There's your scoring summary, Coach.
Well, that's not too bad. You want to come out of game 2 plays, go 80 yards, a 75-yard run. You could not have scripted it better for the Germantown offense.
Yeah, I'd say they were productive there. Okay, handoff on the right-hand side by Christian Brothers. Stuffed it up there, Coach.
There's nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. It all starts with the line on Germantown on both sides of the ball. You see them pinching inside. Linebackers come in and plug the hole. There's no light up the middle.
Christian Brothers just looks stunned. Look at him.
This is a crucial set of downs for them because you got to respond to this. You don't want to go 3 and out and give them a chance with you when you're down 7 to come back and go up by 2 touchdowns.
whereas Germantown just looks like they're just business as usual. 2nd and 10, ball to 20. Gonna hand off up the middle again. No room, coach. Yeah, maybe 1 yard.
Just nowhere to go. They're clogging up the inside. There's nowhere to go on the outside. The blocks are trying to come down, but no, they're going to fill in there. You've seen Howard Moss shed the blocker there, step into the hole, and when he gets there, it's over.
Or Elliott Watts. Sorry. 3rd and 8, ball to 22. It looks like he's going to roll back a pass, rolling to his right, looking downfield. Oh, it's a deep pass down the side. Oh, my God, he overthrew it.
Oh, goodness, I almost had the interception there.
Good God, he had him open for a second there, Coach. Here we go.
Well, they tried twice up the middle. There wasn't anything there, so now they got to try something different. Going up top is a different way to go about it.
There's a lot of room over here to this left side if he'd have just taken off.
Yeah, it looks like there was nowhere to go. He had plenty of time. But look, there's 3 red double defenders meeting the ball down the field.
Yeah, that is a big physical secondary for Germantown. That's what makes that defense special. 4th and 8, ball in the 22. There's a snap. Oh, over his head. Oh, he barely gets it away, Coach.
Oh, the fair catch. And we talked earlier, special teams, both teams spend a lot of time working on the special teams. And here it is already in the first quarter. Makes a big impact in the game.
I tell you what, they almost got to it.
Oh, gosh, just when you thought it couldn't get any worse. You have a bad snap. And Germantown takes over with fantastic field position. Let's see what they do.
All right, 1st and 10, ball in the 50. Neighbors under center. They take the snap, going to reverse out and hand the ball to Howard Moss up the field for about 6 yards.
Well, it doesn't look like much, but when you see the quarterback reverse out, those linebackers don't really know who's going to get the ball. And it slows you down that half a step. So the quarterback reversing out and handing the ball off slows that linebacker pursuit.
You could tell he bit on the reverse out, and he wasn't there to cover the gap. All right. Looks like it's going to be about 2nd down and 4 for Germantown. They're going to try to run behind that big offensive line again, it looks like. Keep the ball on the ground.
2nd and 3 opens up the playbook. You can kind of do pretty much whatever you want. You stay ahead of the chains that way. Pass, I can go, or just go with what works.
There we go. Looks like that same play again, Coach. Maybe that 54 pitch that worked so well in the first series.
Well, it worked pretty good the second play of the game. This time, Christian Brothers sniffed it out. They're a little more disciplined in the pursuit. Cut it back inside, and those linebackers filled in. Still got a little bit of yardage, but nothing like it did the first time.
There's Paul West on the sidelines. Never know when he's going to have to go in and play some quarterback.
Well, the thing Germantown has is depth, and they got a lot of depth at all positions, and that's something to rely on, especially this time of the year when people are getting dinged up. You got to have people step up.
3rd and 1, ball on the 41. Quick pitch again to Coppage. About 6 yards on the carry. 1st down, Germantown.
You got to dance with the girl you brung to the dance, and they're going to keep doing that play all night long. So Christian Brothers got to figure out how to stop it. They're going to keep seeing it all night.
There it is, Coach. 54 pitch. Walk us through it.
It doesn't get a whole lot more simple than this. You kick out on the outside. We're going to reverse and pitch out, and then you just try to outnumber them. We got more people than you, and they're going to kick out, and all you need is that one kick out, that one misstep, that hole opens up, and if not, you still get 3 or 4 yards out of it because you just got them outnumbered to that side.
Sort of their bread and butter. 1st and 10, ball on the 31. Looks like it's going to be offsides on Christian Brothers. It's going to be 1st and 5 for Germantown. Quick look at the backs and receivers for Germantown, Coach.
Well, they're a talented bunch, and that allows not only are the receivers talented in catching the ball, they're also great blockers, which you have to be in this wishbone offense. So they got to have good hands, and they got to be able to block as well. And Germantown has got that. I
agree. I think that's the biggest difference between this team and other Germantown teams I've seen. They really block downfield well.
No, I think so. It's the difference between a 10-yard gain and a touchdown, which we saw earlier.
1st and 5, ball on the 26. Neighbors under center, gone to I formation, 2 spread. Hand off right up the middle again. Looks for about 3 yards, Coach.
Well, they're still trying to keep them guessing. That time they split out the receivers, gave a little bit of space, made it look like they were going to go wide or throw the ball, and then tested that middle again. With a line like that, they're going to keep trying.
Yeah, if I'm Germantown, I just keep the ball on the ground. But I'll tell you what, Coach, last week they really lit it up against Millington. They had throws for touchdown, so they can throw the football. 3rd and 2. Quick pitch to Moss. Looks like he's going to be right there. I think he's got it. It's going to be close, Coach.
Well, they ran out of room. That's the same play to the other side. But Christian Brothers sniffed it out.
Okay, Coach, here's the Germantown offense. Kind of walk us through this.
They don't have a weak spot, and that may be what Germantown's biggest strength is. There's nowhere to look at and say, hey, this is what we're going to stop. Because they're going to come at you from all directions. They're going to use motion, they're going to use power, they're going to throw, they're going to run, they're going to be disciplined. It's a tough train to stop.
All right, 1st and 10, quick pitch to Coppage. Tell you what, that defensive end stepped up right then, Coach.
Yeah, well, he tried to bounce it outside because he didn't see the hole, and that defensive end was having none of it. He took on the blocker, made that step outside, got a hand on him, and didn't let go.
I tell you, that's just a good football play all the way around.
Well, sometimes they just make great plays. Great players make great plays.
Absolutely. 2nd and 14. Here's the pitch to Moss. He's going to cut outside. He looks, he's got some room. He's gone, Coach. There he is. Howard Moss. Touchdown, Germantown.
He got the corner and took off.
Just too much speed for Christian Brothers.
Well, it is. And they fake the handoff on this one and run the option. And the option means you got a lot of ways you can go. You can hand off, you can keep it, you can pitch. That time, Neighbors fakes inside, holding the linebackers, gets a quick pitch right there on the end because the end steps up, giving him plenty of time and space. There's one of those wide receivers that are good blockers. Moss bounces it outside, and it's off to the races.
Just great execution on that, Coach. That is just the way you draw it up in that play.
That's been on the chalkboard a few times, and he executed perfectly.
All right, looks like we have a penalty on the extra point.
Early marker down. There's no violation.
Just nothing going right for Christian Brothers. Just penalties and mistakes and things going on.
You can hear Doc in the background. He just called it. Coach Harrison talking to his troops, telling them just keep the pressure on. Let's just keep pounding the football.
Well, one of the things they pride themselves on is being relentless. They're not going to take their foot off the pedal. Somebody's going to have to stop them.
Relentless as usual, no question about it. All right, the extra point's good. That makes it 14-0 Germantown. Coach, they have to be just absolutely stunned at Christian Brothers. At this point, what are they thinking?
They're trying to think, how do we stop this? I mean, they spent all week preparing, all week getting ready, all week watching film, and you come out, and the first thing happens, you get punched in the mouth. And then you get up off the deck and you get punched in the mouth again. So they're going to have to figure out, coaching staff is going to figure out something to stop this. And those guys that look like they're just a half a step slow all over the place. It look like they're running at a different gear.
Yeah, and the thing is, this was a fairly close game last year. That's just what's amazing to me.
Yeah, historically, these guys just go toe-to-toe. But, gosh, the way this thing has started off, they got to get control of it or they're going to lose control of the entirety.
There's the kickoff. Witt kicks the ball down to, looks like he's going to catch the ball and bring it out to about the 25-yard line. Still moving around that left-hand side. Wow. Good yardage. Going to have good field position from Christian Brothers.
All right. Well, that's what they're looking for. They're looking for that break. They're looking for that one thing. They're looking for something to hang their hat on. And good blocking on a kickoff will do that. So now they got some good field position. See if they can regain their composure. Take your time. I think the big thing now is don't get in a big hurry. You can only score 7 at a time.
I agree. If you're Christian Brothers, you've just got to go find your end zone.
Yeah, you got to get in the end zone. I mean, right now, you've got to get in the end zone. You got to stop it.
1st and 10, ball on the 39. Going to hand off right up the middle. Oh, look at the hole there. He's all the way up to the 49-yard line. First down, Christian Brothers.
Now they got a little momentum going. Now they're feeling a bit better about themselves. They're pulling around. They're going right up the middle, right at the strength of Germantown. Now it looks like they can outrun them, so they're going to try to throw a little power at them.
1st and 10, ball on the 48. Oh, they stuffed it up then, Coach.
Yeah, well, they tried the same thing again, and nothing doing this time.
So it's going to bring up, looks like about a 2nd and 9 for Christian Brothers. Once again, they have just got to get some plays, if nothing else, to give that defense a little break here. 2nd and 8, ball on the 46.
Kent Purdy staying hydrated.
All right. Looks like he's got about 4 yards around that right hand side.
It's like they're trying a little option of their own. So they're that ends hold in that place. He didn't overcommit. He made him think about what was happening. If he crashed in, he's going to kick that ball out for the pitch.
All right, 3rd and 6, ball on the 42. Quick pass.
Quick little slant play. Good play. That's a low-risk pass. You're not going to throw an interception. You're not going to get a big yards. You just cut right inside that cornerback, try to get the ball off before the linebacker can find that spot and try to find that seam right there. And they were able to do that. Good for short yards. And that's what they need at this point.
Yeah, right behind the linebacker, right in front of the corner. Just a quick pass.
Yeah, and it's got to be timed well or you're going to get in trouble. But that's a nice, safe play, and it's a good way to get your passing game going by feeling good about yourself. If you complete a couple, you start believing in yourself.
Yeah, all right, Christian Brothers, a little drive here. Going to hand the ball right up the middle for about 4 more yards.
There we go. Again, look, they get the momentum back, and that's what they need. They even got the crowd a little sitting on their hands a little bit for the first time.
Germantown defensive line needs to stiffen up a little bit here. Mike Witt looking on, wondering when he can kick another extra point.
That's a tough line that Germantown has. You know, this is a senior-led team, but, boy, they got some important positions that are covered by juniors. And those guys are really strong support for that team.
Absolutely. All right, handoff right up the middle. Not a lot there. That defensive line got stiffened up there, Coach.
Well, they did, and we sent the linebackers that time to kind of plug the holes. You have to gamble like that sometimes. You sit back and wait for them to come get you, then you get in trouble. Sometimes you got to take a chance and stunt, and that time it worked.
3rd and 6, ball on the 27. He's going to roll out to his right. Looks trying to throw back to the left. Oh, he just short-armed it.
Well, they tried a little trick play, tried some misdirection. That didn't even fool the cameraman. Everybody in the whole play saw that coming. They tried to look like they were going right, tried to run a screen to the backside, so they got some linemen come down to help block. The pass just wasn't there, but there were 3 defenders there in case it was.
Pretty good effort by Tom Pruitt there. He got out there pretty quick.
You know, you got a lineman out there hustling. That talks about the pursuit you had.
Yep. Field goal attempt. Oh, they're going to fake it. He's rolling, looking back to his left again. No good. Just absolutely wasted an opportunity there, Coach.
Oh gosh, you know, that's not having confidence in your team. If I'm a player, I want my coach to say, you know what, I trust you, I believe in you, we're going to take it. These guys are trying to do tricks, and that makes me think he's lost a little faith in the team. They had a nice drive going and sputter when they started trying to do trick plays and misdirection.
Yeah, just blew an opportunity there. 1st and 10, ball on the 27. Looks like it's going to be a legal procedure, Germantown.
Mistake.
First mistake by Germantown tonight, Coach. Actually, I stand corrected.
No,
it is illegal procedure ball in Germantown.
Well, they have been playing mistake-free football, so I guess it was a matter of time. But now you're starting 1st and 15. In a ball control kind of offense, 1st and 15 in where you want to be.
1st and 15, ball on the 22. Neighbors under center. They go to I formation, 2 spread. Neighbors going to hand off on a quick dive up the middle. No gain. Now you get into a situation where that type of offense, things do get a little hairy, Coach.
Now this is what you do. Now you're in that passing situation when you're historically a running football team. Fortunately, we talked about Germantown has a good passing game, but they hadn't had to use it yet. They hadn't need to. But now in an obvious passing down, they're going to see if they can pull it off.
Neighbors with a quick pitch. Looks a quick pitch to Cantu. Nothing there. Wow, more lost yardage.
Now those guys, I think that confidence is starting to kick up a little bit. You're seeing a lot better pursuit. You're seeing multiple guys at the ball, not one guy making one-on-one plays. You get that defensive end setting that end again. Instead of rushing up, he's cutting up, making him cut inside. Now he's got support coming from his teammates.
That kid's playing a well of a ball game there. I mean, you got to give him credit. That defensive end is really, after that first series, he's figured that play out.
Yeah, and they got 5 gold hats around the ball. That's what kind of pursuit you need to stop this offense.
3rd and 14. They're going to hand off up the middle again. No gain by Germantown. Looks like they're going to have to punt, Coach. And I tell you what, Christian Brothers had a nice drive. This is where you've got to kick yourself if you're Christian Brothers. You got no yards. You get the stop here, but if you get that field goal and you get a stop, then you're only down 11 points. It's a different ball game.
Yeah, now that blown opportunity really kind of hurts you, because now you're starting to feel good about yourself, but you're still feeling good about yourself down 14. And Germantown decided not to take a chance and play conservative.
Sort of a short kick by Walthall. Gets a little bit of a Germantown bounce down to about the 41-yard line.
So here we are with Christian Brothers. Once again, has good field position. The defense was on the field longer than they're used to being. That's one thing about this defense, getting off the field so quickly. By the end of the game, they're pretty rested up. So those long drives will take the legs out from under them. Let's see if Germantown can tighten up a little bit on this drive on defense.
Yeah, the question here is, can Christian Brothers, tack together some more first downs? That was the difference in that last drive. That was the first time they were able to get some yardage. 1st and 10 ball on the 40-yard line. Looks like he moved early. That's going to cost Christian Brothers 5 yards.
Another mistake. Now you're in that long situation again. Now that really shortens your playbook.
The one thing you didn't need to do.
The one thing you don't do. Here you're on the 40-yard line. You're ready to go. Let's just get that momentum back. Let's take our time. Still a lot of ball game left, and then you jump off sides.
There's Chris Copper. Just looks like he's going to say hello to Mom and then turn around.
You got to keep Mama happy.
1st and 15. He's going to look to throw. He's going to a little swing pattern over to the right.
Nobody to throw to.
Nice tackle by Gary Brown on that side, Coach.
Well, he stayed at home. He stayed home. So they fake it right up the middle. Instead of diving in, Brown stays at home. So when they try to bring that running back out into the flat, Brown sitting there waiting.
Yeah, that's a big difference between this team and other Germantown teams. All right, into the first quarter, Coach. Okay, Coach, look here at the Germantown offense and how they work out of it.
Well, they have the A formation. That's basically the power formation. So they're going to start off in this. They're going to line up in that wishbone, and they're going to come right at you. They're going to use that big line. They're going to get the big drive, and they're going to come at you, and they're going to go one side or the other and try to outpower you. Or they can split out, and this gives them more options. They can pass out of it. They can run out of it. They can do options. And now the defense has got to decide in a split second, what are they going to cover and what are they going to stop? It just opens up the game. In this case, it gives plenty of room. You've got your backs already split out, and it's good to throw out of. And then they throw motion at you. If that wasn't enough, you get all set up. You think you know what's going to happen, and then everybody's moving all over the place. And you don't know where your assignment is. So the defense is changing assignments. From who has 14? Well, it's not the guy who had him before, and then they hand it off. They split everything out, make big gaps, then open up in the middle.
Just a thing of beauty. I mean, just very smooth the way they run it, and it's just an amazing thing how they can run so many different plays out of so many different sets.
And it takes a lot of discipline to do that because you're asking your players to do a lot of different things. That's just a lot of practice and hard work makes that way.
2nd and 14 for Christian Brothers, ball at 36. It's back to pass, looking down the field. Going to throw over the middle to Mark Hooper, it looks like. First down, Christian Brothers.
Well, they found that spot in the middle, so they got everybody dropping back. The linebackers are in the hook zones. Everybody's back in their zone, and they found that spot in the middle right there. So they're running people deep. The corners are with the outside receivers. The free safety's trying to cover everybody, and they just dropped it underneath. Again, they're finding those holes in the zone. That's a good coaching and well-called play.
1st and 10 ball on the 45. They're going to run a little option down the left-hand side. He's going to pitch. Oh, well covered by Germantown. That defensive end and the corner coming up, Coach.
Well, these guys have seen the option in practice a little bit, like for the past 3 years.
Absolutely.
So they're used to seeing this play. They know how to defend it. They've seen it over and over again. And Christian Brothers just doesn't look as comfortable running the option as Germantown does.
Looks like we missed 2nd down. Christian Brothers just ran for about a 1-yard play up the middle. We apologize, folks. It's going to be 3rd and 9 ball on the 44.
Big play right here.
So they're going to run option to the right. He's going to keep. He's going to roll up the middle. Shannon Sharp right up the middle. Still rolling all the way down to about the 20-yard line.
I tell you what he lacks in speed, he makes up for in power. I mean, he fakes to the backside, try to get momentum going, and then gets around that end. See how he gets hooked right there. The big lineman comes in there, gets in front of Moss, and then let's go for a ride, fellas. It brings 3 people to bring him down.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive. I mean, he really drug some defenders with him. All right, 4 plays, 35 yards. Big play on the pass yard on the current drive. 1st and 10 ball on the 32-yard line. Germantown stacked up on one side. They're going to go to the other side, to the left. Still, Germantown recovered and held him for about a 3-yard gain, but it looks like there's penalty flags on the play.
Flag came in there late. I didn't see what that was about.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. Let's see here.
Cooper's trying to help with the call. Personal foul. Germantown. Late hit.
Did you see that? I didn't see it.
I didn't see it. There's a Germantown linebacking go right there. Elliott Watts and Howard Moss.
The dynamic, ugly duo.
Well, you know, you got somebody do the dirty work. And Watts is always in the middle on both sides. You can always count on him being there.
Yeah, there you go. All right,
just like that.
Germantown stacks it up again. Germantown defensive backs. Here's a motley crew as well, Coach.
You know what? I think they like hitting more than any defensive backs you're ever going to run into. I think they all think they're linebackers, but are a little too small, I guess.
Their defensive backs at Germantown are bigger than their linebackers. It's amazing. All right, Christian Brothers back to pass. Another flag on the play. Shannon rolling around to his right. Oh, picked off by Tubbs. There he goes. Oh, nice interception by Tubbs, Coach.
Just when we talk about the cornerbacks, one of them steps up and makes probably up to going forward one of the biggest plays of the game because Christian was really getting momentum. They come up to make the stop. He steps in front of that receiver. He saw it coming the whole way. And I think Tubbs baited him a little bit. It looked like he was backing off the receiver a little bit to make him look like he was open. And I think he convinced the quarterback that he could make that throw, and then he stepped right in front of it. He wasn't fooling anybody.
No doubt. First and 10, ball to 35, Germantown.
They just keep shooting themselves in the foot.
Okay, Neighbors, he's going to drop back to pass, rolling around to his right, and then he's going to be brought down around the line of scrimmage. No gain, Coach.
No, but there were a few players on the Christian Brothers side that were looking forward to hitting the quarterback at some time during the day, and they just got their shot.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Christian Brothers, you've just got to get stops if you're on defense. Absolutely. And on offense, you've got to find a way to generate points. It's a simple game, really.
Well, Neighbors are having a hard time finding people down the field. Looked like he had time to go, decided to run.
Yep, second and 10, they're going to run option right. There's a pitch.
And there's that game.
And looks like we've got another first down, Germantown.
That's Germantown football right there. You fake the dive, you read the end. As soon as he commits, you don't have to think about it. Just turn and pitch. And you know where that running back is. There's the seam. There's another one of those receivers blocking downfield. Classic Germantown football.
First and 10, ball on the 49. They're going to split out of A formation again to go to I formation, too wide. Going to hand the ball on a dive right up the middle. There he goes, up the middle for about another 15-yard gain, Coach, all the way to the 35-yard line. Who's on the carry there?
It looks like Moss. Is that Moss going? Yep, he breaks the tackle there, sidesteps, and then takes three players with him.
Power football, opening up holes, and then Howard Moss carrying linebackers down the field. First and 10, ball on the 36. Neighbors going to run option left this time. Going to turn up the middle for about a 7-yard gain. He doesn't like to keep it very often, Coach, but when he does, he gets yardage.
He does. He has a way of looking for daylight. He says his job is to get rid of the ball, hand it off, or pitch it in the last resort. The last thing he's going to do is run it. But when he does, he makes things happen.
And that's a different thing for Germantown versus the last couple of years.
You got a guy that actually likes getting the ball out of his hands instead of hanging on to it so much.
Neighbors would rather get rid of it than keep it.
Well, at the other end of that run is somebody with a helmet on with a different color waiting for you. So he's all for somebody else taking that hit if he can do that.
Second and 4, ball on the 30 for Germantown. Germantown in I formation. Neighbors another quick hitter right up the middle, all the way to the 25-yard line. 5 yards a pop now on quick hitters up the middle. Instead of going outside and running the actual a lot of pulling guards and actually moving outside, now they're just running quick dives, Coach.
Well, they're trying to catch them off guard. They're trying to split them out, get them thinking wide, and then pop something up the middle. That time, that guy figured it'd be better to get Howard Moss low than try to take him on high. The cheerleading squad, they won about every award there is as well. Germantown's got a rich history in the cheerleading program as well. They've won a lot of awards and a lot of shit.
First and 10, ball on the 25-yard line. Quick pitch to Coppage on the right-hand side. There he goes, cuts up the middle all the way down to about the 13-yard line. As soon as they're going up the middle, all of a sudden then they go outside, Coach.
Yeah, and they bounce. There we go. We got the kick out. They got the kick out on the end that time. And then there's that cutback. You want to bounce in, you want to bounce out. So now he's reading that next block, decides cutting up is the way to go. He's trying to use the momentum and the flow of the team against them. As they're flowing outside, he's going to try to cut back the pass.
All right, first and 10. There goes the gun right up the middle. Quick call. Touchdown, Germantown.
Boy, that's when you go back and you thank your lineman right there.
Yeah, just a quick hitter, another dive play up the middle by George Cantu. Just a quick hitter by Germantown, that big offensive line.
That time, the guys slanted in and took a chance. That time it bit them. They saw flow away, linebackers cleared out. Big hole. Cantu gets his name in the paper, but he needs to go slap those linemen on the back because that was a huge hole. Well called play.
All right. There's a second mistake by Germantown. The field goal was no good, so that puts Germantown up 20-0.
That's a football play right there, folks. I don't think I see any skin on that guy. He's got hand pads, elbow pads. He came to go to war tonight.
He had definitely spent a lot of money at the sporting goods store. There's no question about it.
Well, thankfully, the sports arena was there, and they had plenty of stuff for him.
So what do you think went wrong here? He looks like he gets the ball down. It was actually blocked. You see the move.
Oh, it was blocked.
Brothers.
Yeah, that guy, and he came from inside because they teach you to step in and look out. Because most people are trying to rush from the outside, but more often than not, if it's blocked, that somebody comes up from the middle, so they found a gap in there and got a big hand up.
So you generally see more blocks, you think, from the outside?
Well, they try to do a speed block, so they get a good jump on the snap, or they anticipate it well and just try to get to it before he kicks it. But so many times, especially in the pros, you'll see those guys kick something out, that gap opens up, and somebody comes up through the middle because that's the shortest point.
All right, there's a kick by Witt into the end zone. So the Germantown's they're gonna bring the ball back out on the 20-yard line. Christian Brothers will start from there, down 30 points. At this point, Coach, what do you do if you're Christian Brothers? I mean, obviously you've just got to find some kind of way to turn the field, get some yardage, get down the field, get some points. I mean, but they just are not having any success.
Well, you got to quit beating yourself up. I mean, they just had these terrible time penalties, these mistakes at the wrong time. If I'm Christian Brothers, I'm saying, you know what? We've done a lot of this to ourselves. As soon as we stop hurting ourselves, we'll be okay. But they just haven't been able to do it.
All right, first and 10. There's run up the middle. Sharp again for about 9 yards.
That guy does not run like a quarterback. He runs like a fullback. There's the kick-out block that they were looking for. He ducks in behind it.
They cut the linebackers off inside.
Yep.
Then he takes on the cornerback, and he actually tipples the quarterback over. That's a hell of a move by that quarterback. 2nd and 1, ball on the 29. Back to pass. Sharp is under pressure. He's going to run up the middle. Oh, he's met there strong by the Germantown linebackers. Actually, it looked like a cornerback there. It looked like Bond Tubbs coming up.
Bond came up and finished them off. So there's nowhere to go. So good coverage downfield, and all of a sudden there's wide open space. And Howard Moss introduces himself, and Bond Tubbs does as well. Finishes, cleans up.
All right, 1st and 10, ball on the 36 for Christian Brothers. Sharp under center. They're in a formation. He's going to take the ball, and he's going to run option to the left, and there's a fumble.
Looks like Christian Brothers recovered it.
Recovered by Christian Brothers, but they're going to probably lose 5 yards on the play. So that kills you in the first.
They do. They keep shooting themselves in the foot. But I think Germantown saw this one coming. The last second, O'Neill's running across the field, calling out the play. So they saw this coming. So you've got your in, messes the play up. O'Neill comes crashing in. The quarterback doesn't know what to do, so he does nothing. He doesn't pitch. He doesn't hang on to it. He got caught in the middle and fumbled the ball. 2nd
and 14, ball on the 34-yard line. He reverses out, hands off to the left-hand side, and he fumbles again. And he recovers again. I tell you what, they can't hang on the fumble. It was Greg Bell there on the fumble, Coach.
Well, they got fumbleitis. It's like this contagious. Once it gets going, it's a thing that's hard to stop.
Another big play coming up for Christian Brothers.
They have to stop the bleeding. 3rd and 6. It's getting desperation time at this point.
Okay, Sharp under center, A formation. He's going to hand off right up the middle to Bell for about 3 yards. He's going to be short. It's going to bring up 4th down. Coach, what do you do here? Are you going to take a chance and go, or are you going to punt?
I don't know. Things have not been going their way. Germantown's going to call a timeout, let them think about it a little bit. There's just nowhere to go. And the brief little holes there close up. There's Mark Cooper coming down on Tubbs, gets a block, and then stands up, gives him a hand up. That's the great thing about these cross-town rivalries. You forget these guys know each other. After a good hard block, he helps up his buddy, even though he's wearing a different uniform.
Yeah, Mark Hooper goes back to the Germantown days at Germantown Middle School, played with these guys.
A lot of these guys played together growing up in that great Germantown youth program that, Germantown's got such great teams over the years. A lot of it is because of that youth program. These guys have been playing since they're 8, 9, 10 years old, and they start playing in the Germantown system starting in middle school. So by the time they get to high school, their senior year of high school, they're going to run the same offense for 5 or 6 years. That's why they know it so well.
4th and 2, they're going to go for it. Ball on the 43-yard line. Christian Brothers going to hand off and run up the middle. Looks like he's got it, Coach. First down, Christian Brothers. Ball on the 48-yard line.
Hey, I don't think there was much of a choice there. At this point, if you punt and they score, this thing is over. They had to take a chance on this. They went to the power game and just no tricks, no fancy stuff. He looked his players on the eyes and said, guys, I'm trusting you. Don't give you the ball, and I go get it. And they did.
Yeah, Christian Brothers has not gotten a lot of yardage up the middle. They did that time when they really needed it. Like you said, it was 4th down. And you would think Germantown was actually expecting that, but they were able to get the yardage. So it brings up 1st and 10, ball on the 47. Sharp under center. Going to reverse out, and then he's going to roll out to the left-hand side. He's going to keep. He's going to go for about 7 yards.
Yeah, a little bit at a time. Can't score them all at once. Using the misdirection that time, the end bites, leaving a whole lot of room out there. You got your cornerback getting blocked. You got your end bites on the fake.
That was a beautiful fake, and like you said, the defensive end did bite down on the 2nd and 3, ball on the 46. He's going to drop back to pass. Looks like he was looking for Hooper over there on an out pattern. Couldn't quite get the ball to him. Good coverage by the Germantown secondary, Coach.
Looks like Mike O'Neill is on him. I think Hooper's got about 9 inches on O'Neill over there, but that didn't keep him from going up there. Leaping Mike O'Neill goes up there and knocks the ball down away from Mark Hooper.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, leaping Mike O'Neill on the coverage. Okay, well, Germantown is stiffening up here then. This brings up another big down for Christian Brothers. They're all becoming big at this point, Coach, because they have got to find a way to score some points.
Well, and Germantown's defense have been on the field for a little bit this time. It's just the second kind of long drive they've had. They really need to produce something. They just can't do it. They're just not all on the same page.
Jay Duggan sticking sharp right in the shoulder pads.
They looked up and there's Jay Duggan's taking his ham sandwich out of his lunchbox right there. I mean, he looked up and saw Jay and said, you know what, I'll just stop right now.
4th and 4, ball on the 46. Sharp going to drop back to pass, looking in the flat, and he's covered by that time by Marshall Boswell. Good coverage, Coach.
Well, they saw that the end bit on the fake last time, and they tried to get him again. So they make motion this way. Not happening this time. Boswell sniffed that out the entire way and was there before the ball was. As soon as that ball touched his hand, Boswell was there. Again, these guys are going for misdirection. They're going for counters. They're trying any trick they can rather than just lining up and coming out.
Yeah, that was just good coverage that time. I mean, like you said, he'd gotten burned the play before, and then to be able to come back and recover like that was just good football.
Yeah, you can either hang your head and beat yourself up, or you say, you know what, there's a whole lot of plays left in this game. Let's go see if we can't make one this time. Now Germantown takes over with a minute left in the game. Well, wouldn't you like to see one more touchdown if you're Germantown? Goodness gracious, they have one more chance. We're going to go into that 2-minute offense. You're probably going to see some different kind of plays than you would if they were running the wishbone and taking their time. So they're going to try to squeeze in a score here. Don't forget they got a kicking game too.
There's the snap. And a little quick pitch over there to the right. Coppage for about 5 yards. A little conservative on the first play, Coach. About 5 yards down to the 45-yard line.
Well, you got 2 of your timeouts left. I think they called a timeout earlier. So they got 2 timeouts. A minute's longer than you think it is when you got a couple of timeouts in your pocket and you're biting off 5, 6, 7 yards at a time.
Okay, let's see what Germantown can do here. Like you said, they would love to get another score here and really put Christian Brothers in a hole.
You know it's a good crowd when the band's in the bleachers on the track. Have anywhere for them to sit.
Yep, 2nd and 8, and looks like Neighbors is going to take the ball and just kind of turn upfield. Didn't like the pitch option there and just took it up the field for about another 3 yards. We'll bring up 3rd and 3.
While he was trying to decide on what to do, somebody came in from behind and helped make the decision for him.
All right, Coach, there's your timeout you talked about. That gives Germantown a little more time to decide what they want to do.
They're going to pull that playbook out and try to decide if they're going to go for the field goal or whether they're going to try to punch it in one more time for a touchdown. So the next play they do will kind of let you know where they see this thing going.
All right, 3rd and 6, ball on the 43. Neighbors under center. They switch to I formation. Going to hand off up the middle again, and no yardage, no gain whatsoever. So it's going to bring up about 4th down and about 3. Good play by the nose tackle there for Christian Brothers, number 51.
You've seen those guys starting to go low a little bit more. So they're trying to wrap up those legs, stop that momentum from getting out.
4th and 6, ball on the 43. I guess Germantown's going to just go ahead and go for it. Neighbors going to take a quick back, drop back to pass. Throws the ball over the middle. Complete to Buzz Walthall down the left-hand side to about the 20-yard line.
Goodness gracious. Well, they decided, what the heck, it's the end of the game here at the end of the half, so let's make one more stab at it. We think we can stop them on defense, so let's get a little aggressive and then catch Walthall dragging across the middle. Again, they got everybody flowing one way. Walthall goes the other way. Neighbors has the arm to get in there.
Yep, and then he's just going to actually throw that one out of bounds to stop the clock. Coach, let's talk about that one again. Neighbors rolls to his right, then catches Walthall on a crossing pattern back over to the left-hand side.
Well, that's a slow developing play. So you got to have line protection for that to happen, because you've got people breathing down your neck. It takes a little bit of time for that. You got to get all the way across the field, and you got to have the arm to get it there. So you're looking to the right, throwing across your body to the left. It's a really tough throw when you hit him right on the arm.
All right, 2nd and 10, ball on the 22-yard line. Neighbors going to drop back to pass, looking down the field. Rolling to his right, still rolling. He's going to keep now. Keeping, he's going to roll and run down to about the 13-yard line. Good run that time by Neighbors with the keep. Decided to keep it, Coach.
Finish off with a spin move. Again, he didn't have a hard time finding guys get open, but look at the grass. You got big Eric still out there. You're not going to get around him. So Neighbors picks it up and decides, let's spin, let's see what happens. Well, you know what? He gets another 5 or 6 yards out of that little spin.
Well, I think his name in junior high was Blaze, wasn't it? 2nd and 2, there's a snap. Quick pass over to the right-hand side. Bo Mann is liking what he's seeing.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, they used to say Neighbors had deceiving speed. He was slower than he looked.
There we go. 1st and 10, ball on the 11-yard line for Germantown. Not a lot of time left. Neighbors is going to drop back to pass, going to throw it over out of bounds just to stop the clock, Coach.
Well, not only did he get out of bounds, he got met in the mouth by the defender for Christian Brothers that time. Looks like Coppage forgot his uniform at the house again, and he had to pull one out of the locker room.
They call him Clean Coppage.
He's missing a stripe in the jump.
2nd and 10, ball on the 11. Neighbors going to roll out to the left this time, looking down the field. Touchdown, Germantown. Gary Brown in the middle of the end zone.
What a throw. Again, Neighbors has time for that thing to develop. So initially, I don't think there's anybody there. He just held back, got good protection, bided his time, and then stepped back and again threw across the body. So running to your left is hard to throw for a right-handed quarterback. Sets that foot, catches him right between the 8 and the 2.
Just a beautiful catch. And Germantown's going to kick an extra point. I thought they might go for 2. They're going to see Mike Whip will make that one. That one is good.
Again, Christian Brothers had a guy get up the middle again. I just think he was there too fast. I think he jumped past the ball, and I think Whit wound up kicking it behind him.
All right, Christian Brothers looks like they've just been hit in the mouth. 27-0, 27 seconds left. I tell you what, Germantown just came out and just pounced on Christian.
Yeah, I don't even think Germantown saw this coming. And it's one of those things that you've got to be careful not to start patting yourself on the back and celebrating the win yet. You got to know the whole nother half. But one thing that Germantown proved is 27 points and a half is possible. If it's possible for them, it's possible for Christian Brothers. So they got to finish this game up, because I don't think they saw themselves being here either.
The thing is, this was a close game last year.
Yeah.
It went down to the wire. I mean, Germantown had to score late to go ahead. It was just back and forth the entire time. And there's a lot of difference between this Germantown team and that Germantown team last year.
Well, there is, and I think it's that I think it's that the togetherness of them. It seems to be that all these guys are on the same page. and they're not looking to that star. They're not looking to that big player. They're not looking for the McFerrins. They're not looking for the McCrary's. They're not looking for those guys to step up and win the game. They're all taking upon themselves to win the game. So it looks like these guys, while they may not have that marquee player that everybody's wanting to recruit to their big schools all over the place, they got a bunch of football players. And these guys are really working together.
Yeah, that's in talking with the Germantown coaching staff, they said that's the difference. This is a team effort. I mean, there's not you could take 2-3 players off this team, and they still are just as successful. But you can't take 12 players off this team. I mean, that senior leadership's key.
Well, it is. And you're going to lose guys. People are going to get dinged up. They're going to get hurt. And they've got people to fill in. But there's really everybody moving in one direction. Everybody moving as one team.
And a fumble. Fumble recovered by Germantown. The wheels are really coming off now, Coach.
They're inventing ways to throw this game away.
Yeah, you just got to wonder. Christian Brothers just doesn't look focused. I mean, they just don't look like they slept well.
Yeah, I don't know how you don't get up for this game. And I'm frankly glad I'm not the coach. I really don't know what I would say to these guys at halftime other than try not to lose by 50. I mean, at this point, these guys don't seem to be learning from the mistakes they've made up to this point.
Both teams come in with no losses in conference. All right, first and 10 ball on the 23. Neighbors going to throw it out of bounds, stop the clock. Not a lot of time left, obviously. But, back to that point, both teams come in first place in the division. Both have won all their division games. So it's just a huge game. The winner of this game will be in first place.
Well, yeah, and if you can't get up for this game, you don't belong in this game. So they've had all week to prepare for it. The coaches are good coaches on both sides. The players are good on both sides. But momentum is a sneaky thing, and you see it in all sports. You see it in basketball. You see it in football. And once that train stops rolling, it's hard to stop it.
All right, let's see if Germantown has any more magic here left in the first half. Christian Brothers runs a man on the field. I mean, he's just not even in position.
They can't even get their substitutions.
Yep. Second and 10, ball on the 23. Neighbors back to pass, looking down the field. Looks like the last play of the half. There's the Hail Mary. No, incomplete. All right, well, that looks like that was the last play of the quarter for Germantown. They've ended the half, and Germantown is ahead 27-0. Coach, just domination by Germantown at this point.
Yeah, it would be a lot of fun to be in the Germantown locker room right now. Not so much on the Christian Brothers side. They got a lot of stuff to figure out and not a lot of time to do it.
Yeah, I don't know what you do here if you're Tom Nix. I mean, do you actually just come out and just try to win the second half, just to try to build some momentum for your team for the rest of the game? You still don't think you have an opportunity? We will find out when we come back to Germantown, Tennessee shortly.
Sushi and wasabi.
Wasabi.
Yeah, wasabi.
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 Wasabi. Wasabi. Wasabi. Wasabi. Wasabi. Wasabi. Wasabi.
Wasabi.
All right, welcome back to Germantown, Tennessee. The Germantown Marching Band taking over for us. All right, Coach, there's the drive chart. What do you see there? What does it tell you?
Well, I imagine they're in the locker room now getting angry about the punt. Because that's about the only thing they didn't go the whole time. It's all right, guys. If it weren't for that punt, we would have had a perfect first half. But other than that, I mean, what are you going to do? 229 yards, most of it on the ground, 27 points. Couldn't have dreamed up a better start. Christian Brothers, on the other hand, 144 yards, 23 plays, and they were just all over the place. That was really mainly just 2 drives.
So you got a little yardage, not a lot, but you have a big goose egg.
Yeah, it wasn't a terrible first half. I mean, you put another half in like that, you've got almost 300 yards in total offense. But gosh, you fumble the ball, you have interceptions down near the goal line. Didn't matter if they had 500 yards. We got some of the first half highlights. Of course, if you're going to start a game, you want to get your momentum going. How about this? Second play, right off tackle, goodbye. And boy, that really set the tone for the rest of the game. They took off out of the blocks fast and kept the pressure on. Not a bad way to start the game. And then Christian Brothers does everything they can to try to get back into the game. They try some razzle-dazzle. They tried all kinds of things. Just couldn't make anything happen. And with Germantown, it was just more of the same. I mean, you know what they're going to do. There's no surprises. But when you got Moss, and you've got Cantu, and you've got Coppage in the backfield, you got a line that's big and nasty, there's just not a whole lot you're going to do with that. More Germantown's offense, there's that quick hitter up the middle. They spread everybody out, and then they go wide, they throw on you, and then they get 20 yards and a touchdown right up the middle. You know, Christian Brothers tried, but they just got out of their sync. I mean, they're playing a game that's not theirs. There's another fumble on an option. Not really an option team, but they're doing anything they can to lose. And there's Neighbors just firing that in there.
All right, that's just a quick start there. Just all Germantown in the first half. All highlights of Germantown. There was just nothing to see from Christian Brothers.
Yeah, and I really don't know what you say when you're in the locker room. I mean, how do you prepare for coming back from that kind of an onslaught in the first half and say, okay, guys, forget about that. We're going to come back out and start swinging away. It's a tough sell.
To make it a state, you have to take games one at a time. First, we'll have to play Booker T, then right on down the schedule. But I feel that if we play our hardest and take them game by game, we can for sure go all the way and win the big one. Well, like I said in the show, we're peaking at the right time. Our offense really looked good, and our defense is really shaping up. We're going all the way.
All the seniors feel like we've got a good team this year. We've got a strong, powerful team that can probably go all the way if we just work hard, and I think all the seniors feel the same way.
What do you believe Germantown will have to do to go to the playoffs and maybe win a state championship?
Well, I'd have to say we're going to have to take each game one at a time, 1 week at a time, and just you can't get up the steps unless you take each step one at a time.
Do you think that Germantown has a good chance for the state title this year?
I never worry about the state title. That's the last thing on my mind, and I try to convince my players that if they'll worry about each game week by week, that the state playoffs take care of themselves. That's one of those things that it does no good to worry about what everybody else is going to do or what's going to happen at the end of the year. So we take each game 1 week at a time, and the state playoffs will take care of themselves.
Well, there you go, Coach. I mean, it seems like there is a much bigger prize for Germantown that they're in search of this year.
Well, yeah, and what you hear is the same thing over and over again. So that's been pounded into them. They've gotten close a lot. You can see all the times that they've gotten into the playoffs and done well. You know, like the coach has said, it's a great thing to do. It's a great goal to have. But, boy, you got to play the guy who's lined up against you every single night. And you're seeing the same things being said over and over again, which tells you the coaching staff's done a good job of getting everybody's head in the right position.
Yeah, just great leadership by that senior class. I mean, without a doubt. You mentioned earlier, these guys have been together a long time.
Yeah, and they haven't been down 27 points at halftime before. They don't know how to lose. I mean, when you lose 2 games since your 8th grade, it becomes a habit, and good habits lead to good results. And these guys have been habitual winners since they were in middle school. You kind of get used to things like that.
2 losses in a 5-year period. That's just absolutely amazing.
Well, and that really speaks to the system that Germantown has. So these guys didn't get good overnight. They've been working at this for a long time. There's a good off-season program that these guys are in there lifting weights and working hard, and the coaching staff is extremely dedicated to these guys. You know, when those guys, somebody's got to unlock the door for those guys to lift weights, and those coaches are there teaching them what to do all summer long, giving them that guidance, giving them that confidence. And, you know, Netherland is the honcho, and he's the one everybody talks about, but man, is he assembled a coaching staff that is just fantastic. Each one have their own identity, and the players follow the identity of the coach, and it all brought together by Coach Ken Netherland.
The thing about him, I'll say, he is a delegator too. He lets these guys make their own choices.
Well, and it's trust. He trusts his assistant coaches.
I'm here on this first chilly night of the season with Rocky Graves, offensive back coach for the Germantown Red Devils. All right, I noticed that you've been giving the ball to Forrest Neighbors a little bit more tonight. George Cantu and Howard have been running the ball, but he's really turned in some nice plays the quarterback has.
Well, like I told you last week and the week before, we don't give the ball to anybody. The defense dictates who can take the ball. Tonight, their defense and the blocking pattern we're using is allowing our quarterback to carry the ball a little bit more than usual. We don't have any particular preference as to which back carries the ball. What we want to do is get the ball to the open man and take advantage of the weaknesses of the defense.
So what are you and the coaches looking for in this second half?
We've got the ball first. We want to come out and establish tempo, and we want to be as physical as possible. We feel like we're a little bit bigger than they are and maybe a little bit more physically stronger, and maybe we can establish a good physical tempo in the second half and maybe convert that into some points.
Okay, the team's coming on in the field right now. Coach, thanks a lot and good luck in the second half. Let's go back up to David. I'm a little cold right now. This is Dana McCleary for GHS TV.
All right, Coach. Germantown getting ready to come out for the second half. Will we see more of the same in the second half, or do you think we see some changes? What do you think?
I don't see why in the world you want to do anything different than what got you where you are. But the trick is to keep the pressure going. You're up 27. Let's win by 54. You don't want to let up one bit. And don't forget, a little bit of bragging rights going on, too. So however this thing turns out, they're not going to let the other guys forget about it. So they're going to keep the pressure going. They're going to keep doing what they've been doing the whole time. Goodness knows it's working. And they cannot let up.
I expect Germantown to come out and just pound the football. There's just no reason to do anything else. And Ken Netland sort of goes by that old mantra, if you throw the ball, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad.
2 of them are bad, there's no doubt. And it shortens the game. So when you throw the ball and get an incompletion, the clock stops. And when you're up 27-0 at halftime, you want to get home without anybody getting hurt. And you don't want to make any big mistakes. No big trouble. So this offense is custom made for that. So it shortens the game, a lot of runs, and it's going to give fewer opportunities for Christian Brothers to get back up in this game because there's just not that many possessions when you're going against that kind of an offense.
Okay, you see Coach Smith pacing the sidelines, sort of his mantra. That in his shorts and the relentless, as usual, defense. I expect to see them really stiffen up in the second half.
I think Coach Smith probably walks about 5 miles a game up and down those sidelines. He does them 40 yards at a time. Just walks back and forth, pacing like a panther. But I think that kind of intensity finds its way onto the field. I mean, the players kind of play off of that.
There's no doubt. I mean, this defense has his personality without question. Even the whole team, you'd say.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, there's the kick. And when the second half has started, kicked it off down to about the 15-yard line. Christian Brothers is going to try to return it up to about the 20, but not a lot of room.
There's Big Eric still. Boy, they're glad to have him. He came in. He's a junior this year, gotten even bigger. And you know what? He's got great feet. Everybody talks about Eric's size and Eric's strength. Eric's got great feet. He's very light on his feet. He's got good footwork and puts him in position to win. So he's not just having to out-muscle people, out-size people. He's also can out-finesse people if need be.
All right, you see the Germantown defense. We expect more of the same in the second half, just plugging holes. Everybody doing what they're supposed to do. 1st and 10 ball on the 20. And the Germantown defense, more of the same from the first half, Coach.
Yeah.
Gives them 1 yard.
O'Neal comes crashing in. That's the great thing about being a free safety is you don't have a whole lot of deep assignments. You can take a lot of chances. And here he is. He sees him, marks in, goes low, sends him for a little flippity-doo.
All right, 2nd and 7, ball on the 30-yard line. He's going to hand off again over on that right-hand side. More of the same. No room.
You can hear the hits. I mean, you can hear the hits. The crowd's looking at it. They're watching things going on. You can hear the pads popping. These guys are teeing off on each other. Now, if you're Germantown, you're thinking no big plays. Keep everything in front of you. Nobody gets behind you. You can take a 5-yard gain. You can take a first down or 2. Just no big plays. You don't even no quick scores.
You think we see more cover 2, especially in the second half of this?
They're going to those backs are going to step back a little bit and give them a little bit of room and let them have those underneath passes because they're all solid tackles.
All right, option to the left, covered well by the defensive end, Marshall Boswell.
He stays at home. They had motion the other way, trying to get him to sucker and come inside. He stayed at home. Good heads-up play, good discipline, and then you come out of the box, come out of the halftime. What do? You punt the ball, go 3-and-out.
Yeah, just not exactly what Christian Brothers wanted to do. There's the punt. There's Coppage. He's going to take the ball, run up to the 40-yard line, to the 43, That's just good field position for Germantown, coach.
You come out of the locker room, you gave this big pep talk about how we're going to come back and we can do this and we can do this, and you come out and you go 3 and out. This guy to just take any air you had blown up in that bubble, and it just went out on the first drive of the second half.
I just got a report from our sideline reporter that said Coach Nix was throwing people out of the locker room. He told the players at halftime, if you're injured, see one of the coaches. If not, get outside against the fence. He told them to go outside and figure it out. He said that he'd never had an ass whipping like this in the first half of football in his 27 years. And there's another handoff right up the middle to George Cantu. Another quick hitter, Coach. That's the dive seemed to be working from about the second quarter on.
Yeah, well, because they split up. And again, they're showing motion out wide. Both the linebackers split out chasing the motion. And you get the quick hitter up the middle. They'll take 5, 10, 15 yards all day.
Absolutely. 1st and 10, ball on the 47. Neighbor's going to reverse out, hand up again to Coppage on that left-hand side for about another 8 yards, just pounding the ball.
Well, there's nothing we hadn't seen. Nothing's not in the film. It's nothing they don't know is coming. But look at the blocking. It's like Mike Tyson said. Everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face. So they came in the game plan and how they're going to stop it, but that's one thing until you got this big line popping you and these running backs running hard behind them.
Another 4 or 5 yards right up the middle by George Cantu on second down.
I think the turf monster got him a little bit there. Look at the blocking. Look at that hole. Goodness gracious.
Just drive the truck right through.
Yeah, no problem at all.
I think the turf monster was definitely there, Coach. No question about it. All right, 1st and 10, ball on the 34. Another quick pitch to Coppers. There's that 54 pitch again. Another 7 yards.
See, what are you going to do? So you decide, hey, we're not going to let them get outside. They've got more speed than us, so we're going to load up the outside, and then they cut in behind it. And they got that big line clearing those holes. I mean, you stop one thing, and it opens up something else. Looks like they're going to kick.
All right, here we go. 2nd and 5, ball on the 29-yard line for Germantown. You see some of the Germantown trust there on the sidelines. Going to hand off to George Cantu on the left-hand side. He spins, gets about 7 yards. Looks like another first down for Germantown.
That's a nifty move. You got Moss kicking out the end. Boy, he and Hooper just smacked each other. Hooper comes off of it and gets on the tackle, but it was a nifty move by Cantu, but boy, that was just a big-time collision for one screen.
1st and 10, ball on the 20. There's Neighbors getting another quick hitter right up the middle. Just a dive penalty, Coach. Almost broke it, all the way down to about the 13-yard line.
Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, look at the push. I mean, he goes 5 yards before he's got to make a decision on where he's going to go. That big line is just out toughing him up.
2 turf monsters in a row. 2nd and 2, ball on the 12. There goes Cantu up the middle for a first down, Germantown. Ball on about the 6-yard line.
I think those linemen are going to have to talk to him about we're opening these gigantic holes and you keep fumbling over your shoelaces.
Neville is not happy. He wanted to get in right there.
You would think he was down 27-0 by looking at it. But, that's the kind of attitude you have. You can't go in there and start feeling good about yourself. He's going to stay just intense.
All right, 1st and goal, ball on the 6. Another reverse out pitch to Coppage. That defensive end on that side, Coach. Yeah. That kid has played a well of a ball game, number 85. Look at it. Yeah. Get off the block, attack the running back. Just good defense.
Yeah, because it's there. If he doesn't make a tackle, he's going in. So he had a rough first couple of series, but, man, he has gotten his act together. And going right's a tough short.
All right, 2nd down. He's going to roll out to his right. He's going to throw into the end zone. Incomplete.
Let's see. Well, it looks like Brown got helped the line. Got a little tunnel vision right there.
Yeah, he had. Looks like he had Jicks in the back of the end zone.
He had that backside in, was waving his arms trying to get attention.
Neighbors going to move down the left-hand side. Touchdown, Germantown.
So you've thrown for a touchdown. You've run for a touchdown. You had 3 different running backs score. Who are you going to shut down? I mean, what are you going to stop? Because no matter what they shut down, something else opens back up.
So what do you do if you coach Nix now? You've already told the team it's the worst ass whipping you've ever had in your entire career.
Well, you're just reaffirming his
I mean, even the band director is getting tired, for God's sake. All right, the extra point is good by Witt. Here we are, 27-0. Germantown over Christian Brothers in Germantown, Tennessee. What do you think, Coach? Separated at birth?
Yeah, I think they probably were.
I guess we'll find out at some point. All right, everything going right for Germantown at this point. Everybody's having a lot of fun. At this point, everything's going your way. Just keep doing what you're doing. Try to get some play for the second string guys.
Yeah, especially in a big game. So you bring in these players. If you get ahead against a team that's not that good, you're getting experience, but you're getting experience against a bad team. If I'm trying to get some younger players some experience, I want them to play against a team like Christian Brothers. Christian Brothers had a bad night, but they're a good team. If you can get some experience in there, that's a bonus. So
yeah,
they're
6-1. They're 6-1. Yeah. It's not like it's a bad football team. There's Whit with the kick. All right, he catches, takes off around the left-hand side, gets up to about the 27-yard line, it looks like, Coach.
That's a big hit. Not a whole lot of high schools around that have their own TV station. That theater department is fantastic at Germantown.
Yeah, everything's good at Germantown. That's what makes it special. The football team, the theater department, everything they do is really first class. I mean, that's what makes it special. 1st and 10, ball on the 13 for Christian Brothers. He's going to roll out to his right, and looks like it's a fumble. Ball still on the ground, and Christian Brothers will recover down around the 5-yard line. There's the Germantown defense, Coach.
Well, they'll run some stunts and they'll try some things, but basically they're going to stand there and say, bring it. Multiple coaches have said they just don't show any weaknesses on defense. I think you're seeing here tonight. I mean, what are you going to do? You can't throw on them, you can't run them, you can't run inside, you can't run outside. And that's, with 11 players on the side of the ball, you're going to find one or two weaknesses and exploit that. You're just not going to see that on the Germantown defense.
Yeah, that's what Coach Rudolph over at MUS said. There's just not a lot of weaknesses on this team, Coach.
Yeah, well, you're looking at the film, you're going, what are we going to do with this?
Right up the middle for about a yard. Just nothing there. I mean, that whole Germantown defensive front just shutting it down. 3rd and 17, ball and 6. Shannon Sharp's going to roll to his right, looking downfield, looking, throwing. Picked off by Bon Tubbs over on the left-hand side. Touchdown, Germantown.
Goodness gracious. Bond's second pick for the night. And this one is a pick 6.
Yeah, I tell you what, that secondary for Germantown is big and ugly.
They are big and ugly. And up to this point, they've been bored. Because that line and linebacker crew has been doing such a great job. But that's one way to get your attention. And again, I think Tubbs kind of hanging back, trying to get him to throw that pass. And that looked just like the pass play. Kept in front of him, stepped in front of the ball, goes in for an easy touchdown.
The extra point's good. And look at that drive chart now, Coach.
Oh, yeah, well, you still got that punt hanging over you. But other than that, everything seems to be going Germantown's way.
Yeah, that's just impressive. That's just really impressive. There's just no other way to state it.
Yeah, the thing with Christian Brothers is they're a good team, so you don't know if they're a good team having a bad night or Germantown is really that good.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of talk around Germantown. As you said, all the players are focused on, the next level. They want to win a state championship. I talked to one of the linebackers, and he told me they've been talking about it since they were in 8th grade. As you see, 1st and 10 from Christian Brothers. He's going to drop back. Shannon Sharp looking down the left-hand side. Oh, we got a flag on the play. Looks like a late hit on Mike O'Neill, or maybe pass interference on Mike O'Neill.
Well, he tried to sell it. He looked like a catcher there trying to talk the umpire, and it was a strike. Man, I have no idea what you're talking about. That was the other guy, not me, who did
Coach
that.
Nello didn't like it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
He's trying to find a way out of it. But 1st and 10, ball on the 30-yard line. Sharp under center. Going to drop back again to pass. And throw over to the left-hand side this time. Over there, Paul West right on top of it, Coach.
Well, he's trying to keep it in front of him. That normally be pressing up a little bit tighter, but again, try not to give up that big play. Let him have that. Go ahead and let him have that 5 or 10 yard thing. I think if you talk to him, he'd probably not too happy about it, but it's still The thing to do is to keep the ball in front of you and don't leave big plays. Nobody gets behind you. This kind of defense, they're covering the third of the field all the way back. So if anybody gets behind you, you don't have a whole lot of backup.
Yep. All right, 1st and 10, ball on the 40 for Christian Brothers. Sharp under center. Take the snap, going to hand off. And we hear a whistle. Encroachment against Germantown. So that's the 3rd mistake tonight, Coach.
Well, that gives them something to talk about after the game. So during the film session, another one would say, hey, well, what knucklehead did that? I think knucklehead's a polite way.
That's probably one of the nicer words you ever hear out of Ken Netherland's mouth. And the rest of the staff as well.
Well, they call it like they see it. No nonsense.
Old school.
If it ain't broke.
At this point, Christian Brothers looks like they're dropping back to pass every play, Coach.
That's Coach Harrison. We got those guys on the line.
2nd and 5, ball on 45, and we have a fumble. Recovered by Germantown. Wow.
This is just out of control.
Wow.
It's out of control.
Yeah, look at Coach Netherland. He's getting ready to take the headset off.
You see Rocky Graves on the sideline, you know it's over with. Look, where's he going to go? Oh, he never got the ball.
Yeah, the ball is just on the ground. You see it moving there.
That's everybody's fault.
Yep.
That's the running back's fault for not making a big pocket. It's the quarterback's fault for not sticking it in there. That's just sloppy football. 1st
and 10, ball on the 47. Look, we got a new quarterback in. Paul Weston at quarterback. Going to hand off up the middle. It's more of the same for Germantown. Another 12 yards. Doesn't look like who the quarterback is going to matter much, Coach.
Well, you still got the same line there. Sometimes being a backup quarterback's not great because you also got backup linemen. But in this case, he's in there with the first team, and that's a little more reassuring.
All right, we got 2nd and 1. He's going to reverse out, hand up the middle. 1st down, Germantown. You know, Coach, this kid, West, he starts on the defense, but he's a good quarterback, and he was actually recruited by several schools down in Texas to come down and finish out his career down.
Yeah, it was. And you know what? And that's a good thing with Germantown again is having that depth. But that's that team mentality. This is where he wanted to be. And, you're one play away from being in there. So that's a good Germantown community. You want to be a part of that. These guys are friends. They grew up together. You're not going to have a whole lot of people taking off their senior year to go do something.
The thing is, they're really protective of that position because you've got to have that spot. Quarterback's the most important position on the field. Here's a handoff right up to George Cantu, running right up the middle of the field.
Goodness gracious.
Just holes all over the place, Coach.
That defense has got to be exhausted.
Oh, yeah.
They have been getting pounded all night long. They can't get off the field. They can't get a turnover. They can't get a break. No, they have just got to be dragging over it.
Yeah. I mean, 1st and 10, ball on the 33-yard line. There goes another handoff on the left-hand side.
Another little nifty move by Cantu. Look at the line. That line is quick off the ball. Moss fills the hole. I mean, goodness gracious. You just got a lot of people all on the same page doing the same thing at the same time.
2nd and 7, ball on the 12-yard line. There's another handoff on the left-hand side.
Wes has got a mean streak, too, I see.
There you go. All right, 3rd and 5. We hear that is the end of the 3rd quarter, Coach. Germantown 41, Christian Brothers 0.
Hello? Just about right.
You know what? Take this lip balm, this copy of Tongue and Cheeks, and these batteries for my watch.
Tongue and what?
Copy of Tongue and Cheeks.
Oh, porno. Lip service, rear-ended, nuts and bolts. Where do we keep tongue and cheeks?
What?
Tongue tongue-in-cheek. This guy wants porno.
It's okay, just give me whatever.
Check under the counter. That's where we keep all the really weird shit.
Jim? Jim Scott?
Hey, Heather.
Hi. I haven't seen you since prom.
Here's your tongue-in-cheeks. Whoa.
It's for a friend. I don't read those.
I do. I read the hell out of them. When I'm done, it looks like it's gone through a paper shredder.
This month, you get a free copy of Pink Slips with your tongue-in-cheeks. It's a bit more upscale.
That's a bonus.
And this pocket
Nice.
or a 12-inch free.
Just the magazine.
Careful with that.
Just the magazine.
Free.
Just put the magazines in the bag.
You're gonna need a safe word, and it shouldn't be more.
Just the mags in the bag.
But get the 3-pack. That way you save money. Last 2 pages are recipes. A lot of people don't even get that far.
Have fun.
Hey, if you're not gonna take that free think I can have it? You can never have enough.
All yours, bro.
Nobody move! Or the porno guy gets it!
It's not mine. It's for a friend.
Yeah, right.
We're live downtown, where local porno buyer Jim Scott has been taken hostage, along with his pornography.
You made national TV.
Reactions from Jim's mother after the break.
Okay, we're back to Germantown, Tennessee. Germantown Red Devils versus the Christian Brothers Purple Wave. Germantown all over Christian Brothers, Coach.
Well, I don't care what kind of a salesman you are. You're going to have a hard time selling. We're going to score 42 points in the fourth quarter. So at this point, you're just trying to save face at some point and salvage something out of this.
3rd and 5, quick pitch to Moss. He's going to get about 3 yards. He's going to bring up 4th and 2. Looks like Wes was signaling about a yard. So I guess you take the field goal here, Coach?
You don't need any more points.
Little mercy, is that what we're thinking?
Yeah, I don't know. Netherland, this is about as much as he's going to run the score up. So they're going to punch it in. We've had bad luck with a field goal.
Looks like he got that one. All right, field goal is good. Germantown goes up 44-0 on Christian Brothers. Just total domination.
Yeah, it may be time to kind of pump the brakes here a little bit. 44-0 is a heck of a lot more than you bargained for at the beginning of the game. They're going to be happy with that. Let's don't get anybody hurt. Let's let some people get some experience and some playing time. See if we can get out of this thing in one piece.
Well, once again, Germantown has bigger goals. That's what they've talked about since 8th grade. That's their whole goal, is to win a state title.
And if you're Christian Brothers, what do? I mean, you do your big rivalry of the year, the one they circled this game way back in the spring. They've been looking forward to this the whole time, and then to come in there and have this happen, I don't know how you recoup the rest of your season after this.
And once again, this was a close game last year. I mean, this game was a close game last year. The year before that, it was heavily one-sided to Germantown. 1st and 10, ball on the 25, handoff over on the left-hand side. Looks like he got a total of about 3 yards there, Coach.
I'll tell you what's frustrating. Well, you'll see, look at active line again. You got one of your linemen beating a double team. You got Douglas pinching in. You got a linebacker stepping out. I mean, one of the things you don't want to see when you're down this much is a fresh face showing up on the other side trying to prove a point.
Absolutely. 2nd and 8, ball on the 27. Sharp's going to hand off, another handoff on the right-hand side this time. Nothing there, maybe 2 yards. He's going to bring up about 3rd down and 5. That Germantown defense, look at it. I mean, just collapsing on the running back. Yeah. Look at all the pressure there. And it goes back to the thing, they're going to give up some yards, but they don't give up a lot of scores.
No, well, if you look, when the tackle finally goes, you're going to look up, you're going to see 5, 6, 7, 8 guys are on the ball. And that's not an accident. They practice that all week long, getting people to the ball.
3rd and 5. Sharp's going to drop back to pass. Going to throw down the field. Looks like he's got Hooper there. And it's going to be a 1st down, Christian Brothers.
Oh, they got to salvage something out of this. They got to come out of this game saying, well, you know what? At least we had a good fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And they got to somehow save face here a little bit.
Yep, 1st and 10. He's going to roll back. He's going to roll on the left side this time. Almost picked off. Looked like Paul West over there on the dive for the catch.
Yeah, I don't know if Shepard's tired or what's going on. There's just not a whole lot of zip behind that ball at all. It's kind of floating it out there.
2nd and 10, ball in the 44. He's going to drop straight back, going to turn, throw down to the middle of the field this time. There's the Hooper.
There's Hooper.
Tackled by Watts and Tubbs.
Watts dropping back in that hook zone, looking for that in. That's the play he's looking to cover.
Yep, they're getting more depth at this point. I think Coach Smith's probably told his linebackers to get deeper. You know, like you said, not to give up anything deep. 3rd and 4. He's going to keep sharp. He's going to keep once again. I tell you what, that kid runs hard, Coach.
He does run hard. And he lands hard. He's one of those guys you don't want to get in front of. You see him coming, you got a one-on-one tackle. You go, oh, man, this is going to hurt. But,
yeah, he's physical. I mean, he's a physical kid. 1st and 10, ball in 41. Going to reverse out and hand the ball over on the left-hand side.
I wonder why they weren't doing this all along. You know what I mean? I don't know if they got behind and they panicked or what they did. I mean, these guys can play football. They're strong, they're tough, they're
Absolutely.
big.
Well, they've lost one game. I mean, there's a fumble. It's recovered by Christian Brothers. Well, you know, that's the thing. I mean, once again, this team has lost one game to a good West Memphis club.
Really good West Memphis. They gave Germantown all they
All
wanted.
they can handle, especially in the second half.
The one thing they've been fantastic at is recovering their own fumbles tonight. They have fallen on so many. I bet that's their 5th or 6th time they fumbled the ball and were able to fall on top. They should have 12 turnovers.
Back to your point, you know, pursuit and game tackling. I think that's what Germantown does. I mean, and that's you know, that's their focus. That's what Leland Smith teaches. I mean, he beats that into their head constantly every day at practice.
Well, and he's the kind of guy you want to follow. He's a good teacher. He's a good motivator. He's a good strategist. He's a guy that you can believe in. And he's got these guys believing there's something special.
3rd and 3. He's going to reverse out, roll to his right-hand side. Going to keep. Met there really head-on by O'Neal and a host of tackles. Look, that must be Jeff Cagle on the sideline. That's Jeff Cagle on the sideline, for God's sake.
That's the only tie he's ever owned. But he's looking good.
That can't be Jeff Cagle. He's not that thin.
Oh, sure he is.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
oh, this is 1983. You're right.
Absolutely.
Okay. 1st and 10. Christian Brothers going to keep, going to pitch down the left-hand side. Nothing there. They really strung it out.
What Boswell's had a game. Goodness gracious. Yeah. He holds it up. He makes the quarterback pitch, and then he's still in on the tackle. Look how he plays him. Then he breaks on the ball and still in on the tackle. He really had a big night.
Marshall Boswell is a very good defensive end. He's very disciplined. He does exactly what he's been coached to do. You know, that's special. 2nd and 10, ball on the 29. Germantown is going to make their 4th mistake of the night.
Fantastic. Got something to talk about this week in practice.
I think film evaluation starts tomorrow at 10 o'clock at the field house, right, Coach?
I think so. I think they do. They'll look at it tonight and they'll have a list of things to talk about in the morning. It's amazing how these coaches are going to find something to get upset about after a 40-point win.
Yeah.
It's a special kind of breed coaches are that they can find something to improve upon no matter what.
No doubt about it. 2nd and 5, ball on the 34-yard line. Christian Brothers. Sharp's going to hand off on that left-hand side again. Met stiffly by that Germantown defense once again. You know, they're getting 2 yards, but that's about all they're getting.
Yeah, because Germantown's got their number. They see what's coming, and they've got it planned out. They're making their move.
3rd and 3. He's going to hand off on the right-hand side. It's going to be close. I think he might have it.
Tubbs is mad at himself. He was right there. He knew it was coming. Came up and gets a little bit, gets pushed off the line. Tubbs steps up. Those open field tackles are hard. Being hard on himself, that's a tough tackle.
Christian Brothers had some good movement on that side. You saw all that time. They really walled off that entire right-hand side. First down and 10.
You're going to an unbalanced line.
Sharps with the pitch.
So the youngest cheerleader they got on the team right there.
2nd and 9, ball on the 10-yard line for Christian Brothers. Sharp's going to draw back, roll to his left, looking downfield. Oh, almost picked off by Paul West on the coverage over there, Coach.
I think that's another one of those baiting plays out there. The guy looked like he was open.
Yeah, you can see him move back.
No, that's Walthall.
Actually, that is Buzz
That's
Walthall.
Brooke on the ball.
Buzz Walthall getting a little playing time at cornerback.
I just don't think Shepard has quite enough zip on the ball. And the guy was open.
3rd and 9, ball on the 10. Sharp's going to reverse out, going to roll over to his right, throw to the right flat. Nothing there.
Yeah, well, I think the reason he doesn't have zip on the ball is he's got people hanging on his legs.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure.
He's rolling out. Now you want to plant and throw. You can't do it. He's throwing off the back foot. He's all arm and flinging it out there.
Yeah, Marshall Boswell put pressure on him. Strong safety came up. Tubbs was covering well. It's 4th and 9 for Christian Brothers. Last-ditch effort here. Drop back and look downfield. Oh, and a completed pass. All the way down to about the 5-yard line. First down, Christian Brothers.
They took the wide receiver and they slanted into the middle of the field and opened up that flat. So they brought the guy inside. The cornerback bit on the route, opening up the thing. So he was playing the man and not the zone. And wound up paying the price that time.
Yeah, so, Walthall has not played a lot of cornerback.
Yeah, so he's played a lot of strong safety where you go after the ball. And that time, it was time to let that guy go, let your other teammate pick him up, and you stay in your place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 guys within 2 yards of the ball. And
Absolutely.
This is the end of the game.
Yeah, gang tackle.
They had 6 touchdowns, and they got that kind of intensity, that kind of hustle.
Yeah, that's Germantown football.
Yeah.
Second and goal, ball on the 4-yard line. Here's their best shot. Going to run it over. Touchdown, Christian Brothers. The Purple Wave.
Again, weren't they doing that the whole game? That was a sustained drive. They made one mistake. They fumble recover. They cover their own fumble, but they just drove the ball down there, being a little more disciplined, doing what they do. Fake to the fullback, go back to the backside. Watts is there.
Got blocked.
Had a guy on him, but he was there, and then the tackle got popped out. It was just, it was a good play.
All right, Germantown 44, Christian Brothers 7. 3:26 left in the 4th quarter, Coach.
Goodness gracious, 7 points. Netherlands not going to be happy with that one bit.
No, there will be some chewing. There will be some chewing on this team.
It was a sustained drive, and I really think early in the game, Christian Brothers kind of lost their head. Started trying to do things they weren't comfortable doing, and by the time they got back to the basics, it was too late.
Well, this Germantown team has not given up a lot of points with that first-team defense. I mean, they've given up some late touchdowns when there's been some, at the end of the game, when there's not as much focus. You've got some additional players in the game. But that first-team defense has not given up a lot of points in the first half this year.
No, and it's a sense of pride. And don't think they're not going to be upset about this as well.
Absolutely.
They're going to be mad at themselves. They're going to be upset as a quarterback, as the coaches are.
Yeah. So another new quarterback in at this point, number 18.
Mike Harrell.
Mike Harrell.
Yeah, Mike Harrell on the game.
Heard he plays drums.
He plays drums.
I've heard that. I don't know. I wouldn't know. No, he's back on the sideline now. Hey, maybe he's playing drums on the sideline.
He's indecisive like he is against the drums. Well, this team's got a bunch of, they're an eclectic bunch.
All right. Gonna roll out pitch to the right.
Yeah, Christian Brothers is looking up and saying the last thing I need is a sophomore with a lot of energy running as hard as he can right now.
Well, Germantown's running the clock out, obviously, and that's what they want to do, right? There's nothing that feels better as an offensive lineman when you run the clock out at the end of the game. And there's no starters in there left on that offensive line, but they're still getting good movement down the field. I mean, that's a testament really to that Germantown offense.
Well, and that's a system thing, right? So you can come in, you know that a guy's coming in behind. They may not be as big, they may not be as fast. They still got a couple of years to grow. There's a big difference between an 18-year-old and a 16-year-old. There's a whole lot of growth and things going on. Systematically, these guys know what to do in the system.
All right, 2nd 6, ball on the 49. Another quick pitch. Looks like to Craig Thomas this time. All the way down to about the 47-yard line. Stayed inbounds, it looks like, which is what Coach Netherland wants.
You gotta love a guy lowering his head that runs about $120.
3rd and 3, ball on the 48-yard line. 3, 2, 1. That's it, Coach.
Somebody warm up the bus. Let's get out of here.
This thing was warmed up a long time ago. This thing was over at halftime.
Goodness gracious, just from beginning to end.
So, Coach, can they parlay this? Can Germantown win a state title? I mean, that's what they've wanted to do. Is that what's in the future for them?
Yeah, I think as long as you don't ask one of the coaches about it, you'll be okay. Because the coaches are going to not want to talk about stuff.
We're here with Principal Ernest Chisholm. Mr. Chisholm, how does it feel to beat your crosstown rival?
Oh, any win's super, but when you beat your friends, it's just something special.
How do you feel school morale will be next week?
Well, there again, you know, when you're playing people that all the kids know and everything, and we have some kids at Germantown that go to Christian Brothers, and I'm sure that they'll be just as excited Monday as I am right now. I'll hardly be able to talk.
Crowd support was spectacular today. Do you think it's possible that we keep it up this way?
Well, you know, if they come, it certainly makes a difference. I played a lot of football, and I know when you have 5,000 or 6,000 people in the stands hollering, and I would guess tonight 2/3 of that crowd were Germantown supporters, and it makes you play a little harder when you get to that last quarter and you're tired and you know, and you got to reach back and get a little something extra. It helps to have someone in the stands rooting you on.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Chisholm.
Thank you.
All right, Coach, just a total destruction tonight. Final thoughts.
Yeah, I don't think anybody saw that coming. I knew it was. Everybody thought it was going to be a good game, a tough game, and I think it was a well-fought game. But golly day, nobody saw 40-47 coming. But Germantown, if they can just ride this wave, so to speak, and move on to the next game, and see where this thing turns out. They got a lot of possibilities, that's for sure.
All right, here we go from Germantown, Tennessee. That's the final. Thank you for tuning in tonight.